Hi there, school lunch challenge. Today we are given a sun, butter, and jelly sandwich, fairly stacked on the sun, butter, and jelly. A milk, some strawberries, and a sugar syrup, and an apple. So we're gonna turn this into a sun, butter, and jelly mug cake, and we're gonna make our own jelly. The first thing we have to do is take our strawberries and put them into a saucepan, and over low heat, we're gonna reduce it until it cooks down and it forms its own jam. That's it. We don't have to add any additional sugar because there's already sugar in here, but you do wanna watch it because as this starts to reduce, sugar can then easily burn on the stovetop. So low flame, just a small pot if you have one. The larger the pot, the faster it's gonna reduce and the more likely it is to burn. So something very, unfortunately, we're not gonna do this in the microwave. The size container you would need would have to be very large because there's a lot of boil over when you are trying to reduce something with a sugar syrup. So it's better to do it on the stovetop. We'll put this on, and as this is reducing, we're gonna go ahead and start our mug muffin. Into our mug, we're gonna put 2 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna microwave this in the microwave just until it's melted. So anywhere from 30 to 40 seconds. So I left the butter in the microwave for 30 seconds and that is fully melted. I'm gonna pull my sandwich in half and I'm gonna cut the crust off of one side of my bread. If it has extra jelly, sun butter on it, that's okay. It won't harm the muffin. And if you wanted to use the jelly from the sandwich, instead of making your own jelly, you could do that as well. So I'm just gonna break up the bread, place this inside the mug, kind of squish it down there, and I'm gonna add in 1 tablespoon of milk because I want my bread to start to dissolve a little bit. So I take my tablespoon measure and I'm gonna add in 1 tablespoon of milk and just kind of stomp that down with the butter and the milk and try to get that bread dissolved. So we're only using 1 slice of the bread. Other bread you can feed to birds if you want. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm gonna take my spatula and I'm gonna get the sun butter off of the sandwich. Again, if you get a little jelly in there, that's fine. This seems to be coming off pretty well, but I only want a tablespoon. So if you have a really gobbed on, looks like the lunch ladies went to town on this, where you had quite a bit of sun butter, a nice heaping spoonful would be great. You can make 2 of these if you wanted to. So placing that in there, and again, we're gonna stir. We wanna try to dissolve that sun butter, kind of smushing it around the sides to get it all evenly incorporated. Okay, so I'm gonna set this aside. I'm not gonna use this anymore, but I could use the jelly for the center, but today we're making our own strawberry jam instead of the grape jelly. To my mug, I am going to add in 1 teaspoon of sugar, a half of a teaspoon of baking powder, and 2 tablespoons of flour, which I had already measured out. And I'm gonna stir that around all in the mug until it is all absorbed and nice and smooth, and get it ready for my jam. So right now I've been cooking this only while I've been talking about making the cake. So about maybe a minute, 2 minutes, and it's still a little bit liquid, but when it comes to a boil, you wanna definitely stir it and make sure that it doesn't come over the side of the pot. I actually started to come over the side of mine, so it's a good thing that I clean my own oven. So we're gonna put this back on for a little bit longer, get it to reduce, but it already smells like amazing strawberry jam. So just a matter of time before it's ready for the center. So I cooked it for about another 2 minutes till majority of the liquid was gone. This is gonna have a loose jam. If you wanted it a little thicker, you could go even further. And there'll definitely be extra from here, so you won't use all of it. So you'll have extra for sandwiches or toast, whatever, later on in the week. I let this cool, so we do wanna let this cool for a little bit. You could do that first and then come back to your mug cake. And I pulled some out so that that's nice and cold and thick. So it really thickened up nicely. And nothing else, just the strawberries. So now I've got my mug ready to go. I'm gonna take my spatula and I'm just gonna dig a little bit of a hole because I want this into the center like a belly button. And then I'm gonna put about 2 teaspoons right into the center. You can do more, you can do less. You can use your jelly from your lunch and not do the jam, which is fine because you don't always get the strawberries with it. But right now we have our strawberry jam inside. We're gonna put this in the microwave for 2 minutes on full power and see how it comes out. So we have our sun butter and jelly mug cake. You can see that nice belly button of strawberry jam right in the center. We're gonna go around, check out the texture of our cake. So we have this really great fluffy sun butter cake. Nobody's gonna know that it's sun butter unless you tell them. All right, with the jelly inside, a great afternoon treat, very nutritious sun butter and jelly mug cake. School lunch challenge, accepted, completed, and really pretty delicious. Enjoy.